live on Reddit. Doesn't seem to be working just yet. Thank you, beloved Joy Vive, Joy Shimo. Your name brings joy to my mind. Joy Vive. I was thinking about that today. Joy Vive, Joy Vive. It's a beautiful name. I don't think I've ever heard it before. I'm happy to have a friend with such a beautiful name. Literally. Literally, every single time someone says her name, embodies, manifests joy into the world. Let's try this again. Gonna try to stream. Hope to be seen. Ah, I'm feeling a little bit better. Your friends have sent me so much love, and I appreciate that. Some rain fell just now. It stopped again, but it's gonna fall again. More. 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 Please. Let's try this again. When we conclude, we die. Maybe it's a little bit of a morbid stream, but there we go. I do believe that Reddit is live as well now. So I'll say, indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me again. Another day, day 660. How about that? Damn. Hot diggity damn. The day stream is about conclusions. You know? The human being really likes to make conclusions. It's like, oh yeah, I conclude that you are so and so. But as soon as we do that, everything that could be for that person, for the circumstance, for the situation, dies alongside it. When we conclude, the ultimate conclusion of our lives is that we die. So we for some reason have this fascination, this morbid fascination of trying to conclude, trying to reduce something to a conclusion, you know, this infinite fractal, this potentiality. And then we're like, yeah, all of that stuff is actually just this. It's a conclusion, you know. And I feel we do ourselves an injustice when we do that. And I don't know that it's something we do intentionally, as in like we purposefully try to kill things, or if it's just something that's been almost like built into us, like a survival instinct, you know, like pattern recognition to an extreme. You recognize patterns so that you can make a conclusion, you know. And if you, at least in evolutionary terms, made good conclusions, you would survive, you know. You got to survive. Because if you could conclude that someone was an enemy, you could cease to be around them in time, you know, and maybe in doing so, survive. But I feel we're no longer in that state of existence anymore. That making conclusions, making reductionatory, is that even a word? Conclusions, is no longer what we need to be doing. You know, I think 2 days, maybe 3 days ago, I did a whole stream topic about identifying with infinity. That instead of trying to conclude who you are, right? Oh, I am just this. Oh, you know, I can't be better because this is just the way I am. Concluding, you know, concluding within yourself in this moment that this behavior, this pattern of doing, this pattern of thinking, this pattern of feeling, is just who I am, right? This is the conclusion is that this is who I am. In doing so, a part of you dies. The part of you that can be everything else, the part of you that can be so much more, dies in that moment. And I feel like it's an injustice. It's an absolute injustice where we hurt ourselves in reducing ourselves to a conclusion when you can't be ever reduced to a conclusion. Never. Ever. Hey, spotter? Oh, he's no spotter, dude. Look at this. You see him? He's going on adventures. Wow! You little spotter. He has like a white backing. He's so cute. Let's see if I can bring him a little bit closer. Whoa! Oh, it's gonna crush him. With the wind, he's okay. Can you focus? Hey, dude. I'm gonna give you some air. It's fine. Let's try again. I am one. I am the one that has chosen to assume the responsibility for this pebble called. I am one instead of the one. I am one that has chosen to assume the responsibility for the pebble called Earth. Not from a place of trying to take it, from a place of trying to own it, from a place of trying to conclude that that's what it is, or that I am the only one that is that. That the fact that you're here as a human being means that you took responsibility in some way, right? That you're actively taking responsibility for this being that you are. You have to keep feeding this being. You have to keep watering this being. You have to walk your being. You have to respirate this being. Otherwise, this being knocks over, dies. You, as a one, have chosen to take responsibility, have assumed responsibility for this pebble we call Earth. And I alone, am the source of what I experience and perceive. For genuine humility flows from the deep-seated recognition that you cannot save yourself, that you are created and not creator, and that you are in fact, that you are a fact and not a cause. Kind of like creating the other side of that fractal as well. The way that I've been kind of like practicing this understanding, again, coming to conclusions, even though I don't want to, the conclusion I've come to in that is the fact that this version of you, right, this fleshy part, isn't the generator of the light. That the light is in you and shines through you, but always was and always will be, never ceases to be. And I want us to identify with that part of ourselves, that part cannot be concluded. You cannot conclude infinity, right? Like there's no point at which infinity goes like ba-na ba-na ba, and then infinity is done. Nah. It just keeps going. Forever and ever and ever. Maxine's here too. So much love to you. It's sweet of you to say, Jump, and we love you, Joy. We love you to bits. Susanna's here too. Brother Isaac, so much love to you. Better and better, Joy. How are you today? I'm happy to hear you're doing well, Brother Isaac. Brother Isaac is actually getting better. King Tenzin, GHH. Is that a drug, or are you like? Is that what you're trying to say? I'm not sure, but I'm here with you, dear friend. I'm tired. I'm emotionally drained, like extremely so. I feel like I've been fighting demons, and the demons have been strong. Like the demons are like they know what they're doing. Like in every single time I get up, there's another demon, absolutely smacking down, sucker punching me from behind. And then I get up and I kill this demon, and there's another demon, and then more demons. But we haven't faltered. We haven't stopped showing up for love, regardless of how difficult things get, regardless of how much of an experience this ends up being. It will always be love. That your soul, the very essence of your being, the thing that cannot be concluded, wanted this, wanted it, and it's a little bit hard to accept sometimes, especially like after these last few days. Like I would fight myself if I told myself you wanted this yesterday. I'm like, what? Yes, in fact, yes. I had crazy dreams last night as well. Craziest dreams I've had, I think, of my life, where I was in some sort of cosmic game show, and instead of the game show being these constructed sets where they had to fly me out to get me to participate in the game show, the game show played out in the mind space. So entities from across the universe, from across the galaxies, from across the multiverse, as soon as they close their eyes and go to sleep, they find themselves in this game show. and I was doing well apparently, at least from my egoic perception of what was going on. But I would get into these environments where I would have a body, not my body, and I would be in an environment, not my environment, and I would survive, and I would be lucid enough to know where I am, but to know that I'm not where I usually are. I don't know if any of this makes sense. And it was this weird situation where I was trying to problem solve, trying to almost survive this cosmic game. And every single time you would escape the game, you would just be rolled into another game. Where, like, I would, over and over and over again, I was convinced I had woken up and that I was lucid. I was like, oh, okay, I'm awake, and then I'm not awake, and then I'm in another dream, and then I wake up again, and I'm like, okay, now surely I'm awake, and then I'm not awake. Another dream. Dreamception. I got so dreamception, it was a bit jarring, and I didn't feel like I was lost, or like I was scared, or like if there was any sense of tension around it, but there was this sense that it was some sort of game. There was like a game-esque, you know, feeling to it. And waking up, I kind of came to this conclusion that, weirdly enough, this is the exact same thing. This thing we're experiencing right now, right? I think of this as my body because I'm familiar with it. I have concluded that this is my body, and I've existed in for a while now. So I'm like, yeah, this is mine it is. And yet, when I die, I'll be in a different version of myself again. And if I spend enough time in that version of myself, then I'm gonna be like, yeah, no, this is me. And then again, and then again, and then again, and it has been that way for all of infinity. It has been that way for so long, dear friend. And it's just about remembering at this point. Stop concluding that you are but this, but that, and realize that you quite literally are everything. And like, it's too much. It's too much for most of us, and it's usually too much for all of us, And in a way, because it was too much, we came here to be as we are. We came here to dream in this way, as the dream of God, dreaming as the dream of God. Are you suggesting melt more? We'll conclude soon. No, not at all, Helios. Not even close, dear friend. Oh no. That's the joke, dude. That's the joke, that there is no conclusion, ever. And it's kind of scary. It's scary to the egoic mind, Helios. It's scary because we want conclusions as humans. I want to conclude, right? And we know that there is conclusion within death. That when I die, this life will be concluded. But there is no concluding. Melt more. This experience of ceaselessly melting into the experience of ceaselessly melting into the experience of ceaselessly melting into. And it's both the most terrifying and the most beautiful thing I've ever experienced. And the more I show up for it, the more I experience of it, and the more it jars me. It's like yo. And the reason I think, at least, the reason I had these dreams last night is because I woke up at 3:34 a.m. Not 3:33, which I would have been happy about, but 3:34 as an homage to our beloved Jovan, who identifies with the number 34. So I felt like she was there supporting me. And then I couldn't sleep. I couldn't continue sleeping. So I went outside. I got myself a cushion. I went and sat on that rock. I was like watching some of the embers still burning across the field. And I started doing breathwork exercises. I started doing like fire breathing, where you go like you're basically just trying to generate heat within inside of yourself. And then as I was generating fire within inside of myself, all of these little fires that were still kind of lit started dying down. And I started getting this sense of like in my core, and I was like, okay, I think I'm going to go and lay down and continue this. And I do multiple cycles of like Wim Hof breathing is a fractal that people identify with or people understand. So basically full. And the way I do it is I have my hands on my chest, and then I press my finger down, my pinky finger down, and I'm and I go through 10, 3 sets of 10. And then at the 3 sets of 10, I breathe out everything, hold for as long as I can, until I can't anymore, breathe in, hold for as long as I can, and then I rinse and repeat. And usually by the third round, I break through to some sort of visual spectrum, but I didn't this time. I just had these flashing lights. And I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna go to sleep now. And then as I'm getting into this dream space, I literally, it's almost like I walk into this arena, into this cosmic game. And I've never been, I've never been so, like I can't even words. I don't even know how to articulate the way I felt. It felt familiar. It felt like I understood exactly what was happening. And yet it was so vast. It was so large that I couldn't understand what was happening. Paradoxical in that way as well. All paradoxes will be reconciled. All opposites will be made one. It was an experience and a half, and that directly after we had the chats about dreaming as well, in stream. I'm tired, but other than that, I'm good, thanks. I'm happy to hear that. I'm tired here with you, Joy Vive. Melty, did it end up raining yesterday? It didn't, unfortunately. It rained now, just a little bit. More, please. More. More rain, please. It rained here most of the day. You must have manifested as well. Thank you, dear Maxine. Sounds like a day of rest for the infinity today. Let's allow the truth to be heard instead of resist, rest for action. Instead of resist, rest for action. I agree completely. Oh, this might not be a long stream. My family wants to go into town to have dinner. Yes, for the first time in forever. Like literally for the first time in like 2 years. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Uncle Becky, I've been thinking about you big time right there. It's nice to have you. Melty, the effect is called looping. That has happened to me at least for the last two winter. I'm guessing solstice. It is disturbing to say the least. It wasn't disturbing, is the thing, actually, Maxine. It was familiar. Like, I think that was the disturbing part. The fact that it wasn't disturbing, I think, was disturbing, weirdly enough. Where I was like, oh, okay. This again. I remember this. It was like I was having a DMT trip. Like, crazy, crazy, crazy DMT trip. Like, very lucid one. I think that's the thing that tripped me out about it, is that I understood. I understood what was going on. And it felt like I could feel beings looking at me. Like I was being watched while going through this experience. Like, and the further I got, the more progress I made, the more enthusiastic and excited they became. They were like, yeah, wow, you get it. You're getting it? I'm getting it. What am I getting? Where am I getting it from? It was quite an experience. Looping, we were talking about dreaming. Waking up from a dream into another dream, and then waking up from that dream into another dream. Convincing yourself you're now awake, but then you're still sleeping. And then you wake up from that dream, kind of like, and the thing was as well, every dream I woke up from, I would be in a synchronous environment to the dream I just had. I feel like that's the thing that was also trippy to me. Like one of the dreams, I had to survive my cousins, where my cousins were these chaos monkeys in my environment. And they were in my room and they were touching my things. Little assholes. Don't you dare touch my things with your dirty little finger. Touching my things. And then I wake up and I stand up and I go out of my room and then I find my family, who's the parents of these cousins. I find them outside and I'm like, wow, how odd that you're here. I just had this dream with this cousin, and then I, like have a conversation about some sort of weird wackiness, like climbing, for example, climbing these obstacle courses, and kind of like having to balance on the top of the obstacle course to move these totems. I had to. I don't even know how to explain it. It made sense in the moment, and then we have conversations about that, and then I wake up into a dream where I have to do that, and then I do that, and then I have like this harness after I move these totems where I'm climbing down, and then I climb down, and then I have this conversation about going to this like event, and then I wake up in a different body, and then I go to this event, and then it was almost too much. My cousin is Shrek. I'm sure he is. Well, then I want DMT. Complex cat. I'll give you some, dear friend. You can just breathe. If you really want DMT, just breathe. Do some breathwork exercises. Next body won't be melty melt though. Might be a person who wishes to crystallize more. Crystallize instead of melt. Technically, things have to be melted before they can crystallize. Helios, after all. It's nice to have you here. Oh, the Twilight State. Yeah, it was wild, dude. You want my cousin? He's a nice guy. Shrek? Shrek is love. Shrek is life after all. So send Shrek over. Thank you, Walt. It's nice to have you here, Walt. How are you doing, Brother Bear? Mm. Good morning, Uncle Becky. I think it's raining by mouth now, Maxine. It started raining during the yoga. It did. I was just laying there, completing my cues, receiving the rain. It was beautiful. How are you today, Mr. Schmo? Please do let us know. That will be nice, Mel. I hope you all have a nice time with your family. Thank you. Dinner with the fam sounds lovely, Mel. It does. It does. I'm tired. I'm tired. I feel like this month has been a lot. Like a lot. Like so much. I don't think I've had my ass handed to me quite like this just yet. But I'm happy about it. I'm happy to have my ass handed to me. Oh man, is the goosebumps coming? Just a little bit. Yeah, power. I love you, Amagaya. Yes, you were sexy. So sexy. Wow. Meowdy to you, Sarvita. Thank you for joining us. Sounds like a platform game, dude. It would have been a pretty sick game, and you were probably not here for it, Walt. But the conclusion, even though I don't like making conclusions, this whole stream is about not making conclusions. The conclusion I came to as I woke up is that we're in that game right now. That you're playing that game right now, dear Walt. That this version of you is but one of the versions of you, one of the infinite versions of you that you've been. And you're just happening to be this one right now, as I'm happening to be me. One of the looping dreams I had, I fell asleep on the couch and woke up, walked around, realized I was still dreaming, and then blanked out and woke up on the couch again. It happened over 50 times, yes. Exactly like that, Maxine. It's so odd. It's so odd, especially if you wake up as the body you think you are. I think that was the thing that tripped me out the most, is I would be a certain level of lucid in knowing that I'm not actually this version of myself. When I would wake up as a different version of myself, like these alien bodies that I had. And I would be like, oh yeah, I'm dreaming. That's why I'm an alien right now. But then I would wake up as myself in my own bed, and I would walk around my environment, and I would be like, something is amiss. I'm not sure what it is. What's happening right now? And then I wake up again. I wake up again and again. Oh goodness! Since you're going into town, hint hint. Well, probably not today, Joy V. The stuff isn't open on Saturdays, unfortunately. I'm really, really hoping to go and find it. There's a little swallow. Meowdy again, Safina. Karen is here too. Thank you for joining us, friend. So nice to see you. I think it might be the first time I'm seeing you on the YouTube. So much love to you. Sending comfort and strength your way, Melty. Thank you. Thank you. I'm feeling strong. I'm feeling good. I've been exercising again today as well. Like I ate. I ate last night, which was great. So I'm feeling strong. I'm just tired, like mentally, emotionally tired. I feel like I've been pushing hard. Pinagpakta sa isa. I think she straightened her hair. Uli ka ko guys. You know the rules, Shantai. You're not allowed to interrupt me without showing yourself. My, sis- my sister straightened her hair.
Kijk lengte.
It's super long now.
Ek gaan net soos hardloop weer terug huis toe want sodra dit reën en maak my hare so. Ek
so
het 60% afgeneem hierdie keer.
Aha, dat je het gerecord of wat? Puppy is being zoom zoom. Zoom zoom. Zoom zoom zoom. Zoom zoom
Dan gaan ek so
zoom.
lyk.
Zoom zoom zoom. That's a cute photo. Oh, zo lukt het daar.
Want ek weet. Kom.
Pippi is being shenaniganans. We just had our first rain after the longest recorded drought. Karen, it's been pretty dry on this side as well. I'm so happy to hear you also had rain. You know, maybe that's what all of this turmoil was for. All of us are getting the rain now. So much love to you, Karen. I wish I had thunder like that. You just did. Sabina. It was our thunder, you know. Our thunder. To try and come to conclusions is like trying to use a single line on a piece of paper to create a solid object. You cannot, but simply use more lines to explore what is possible. I agree. You know, and I've shared that with your friends as well, where the ideas I have can be so multifaceted that it's like a self-transforming three-dimensional object. And then in me trying to use words, it's like taking pieces of paper mache and sticking it onto this three-dimensional object. You know, trying to line by line paint you a picture of what it is I'm trying to share. And even if I completely get the shape, you know, figured out, I can give you the shape completely, you'll still have your own interpretation of what that means, of what the shape is supposed to look like, of what that shape represents inside of you, in your fractal, of your mind, of your experience, of your life. And that's the beauty of these streams, is that I don't know anything. I don't know. All I know is that love is true. That's the one thing I know. I know one thing. Just one thing. I'm stupid for everything else. One thing. Love is true. Monkey in my hand. Thunder. Exactly. We don't miss the rains down in Africa right now. We miss the rains down in Africa. Well, we want more. You know, I'm being a little bit of a hungry hippo. Want some more rain? Please, give us more. So much more. I want like an absurd amount of rain. Like, like, I don't know if I want to challenge. As much rain as you're willing to give, I'll be okay with it. Okay. Oh, Savina. Good morning, Melkmore, and our beautiful family. Sending you all so much love. Oh my goodness, I had a dream like that. That I thought I woke up, but it took me a minute to realize I'm still sleeping. Those are weird, you know? It's crazy to me that our brains can do that. I think that's the thing that I was like really kind of struggling with this morning. Like, was it my brain? Like, I don't think my brain is capable of that stuff. Like, I was generating worlds and consciousnesses and experiences, right? Like, I was having conversations in these dreams with people that I thought were people, but it was just in my head. That's too much, yo. That's so. That's what Dr. Chuck Tingle says. Love is real. It's true. It's true, dude. Like love is true is my thing because real is who knows what real is, you know. But truth, again, who knows what the truth is? Is the truth real? Is what is something only real when it's true? You know. So it's like the whole thing. It's a whole thing. For me, it's almost like a compass where false is going down, true is going up. And if you want to go up, you have to go towards love, right? Where the false would be fear, the illusion, separation, love, unity, consciousness. It's a whole trip, Walt. It's a whole trip, dude. And we're a part of it, man. You are a part of it, dear friend. We cannot understand the intricacies of the dimension we do not inhabit. We use our dimensional space to create small, unobstructable structures to enjoy a more fulfilling experience. Saying those words made my brain be like, yeah, yes, neurons. I like neurons. Truth is what I say it is. I like that. You want to be a dictator one day? I want to be a dictator when I grow up. Safina. Safina. So much love to you, Fred. Melty, your squirrel is back. My squirrel? Nani? Did you see a squirrel behind me? Or are you talking about Peppy? because I don't even know if we have squirrels on the farm. So now I'm tripping out, dude. Did you see something I've never been able to see? I think I'd be able to see them if they were in that tree. My mind. My mind. We are Mario, jumping over mushrooms in a two-dimensional space, trying to understand the player, enjoying the entire game. Oh yeah. Rabbit in 3D. I see you. Thank you for joining me. So nice to have you here, dear friend. Looks beautiful. No, you. So lovely. Her hair is so beautiful. Ah, maybe you're talking about that squirrel. I don't know. Her hair is so beautiful. It like, unironically, I kind of want her hair. You know, like I'm not jealous. I'm happy for her. I react the same at thunders. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Thank you, Alex. It's so nice to have you here, friend. I've been missing you. Been sending you so much love. How are you feeling these days? Her hair is so beautiful. I know I'm late for sober October, but I haven't smoked weed since I left Cali. I saluted you. It's not about doing one thing or another. It's just about doing something else. You know, I feel like that's what it is for me these days. And I've been feeling good that I've been this dedicated, you know, like 22 days without. And it's like my mind is like, yeah, you've done so well. Smoke some weed. And I'm like, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Yeah, but you can. You've not smoked. You can smoke now. No. 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 I've made a commitment for the whole month. Okay. Bye. I want to come to get a hold of all of your family's hair. You know, get your hand up in that shit. Her hair looks fabulous. It really is like I think she has the most beautiful hair of our whole family. Can I have her hair? I wanted to, Savina. Mine is barely past shoulder length, and it looks nowhere near as nice. My hair is not grown past this length either, you know. And I know Isaac wants me to like snip my tips and stuff. Like I mean, it goes like that, but then it's like nah. Now how about we stay here instead? Melt family makeover, epic hair. Thank you, dear friends, for all of the love. I'll be sure to translate it to her as well, like Janet Jackson, exactly like Janet Jackson, or Daisy DeMauer. Daisy DeMauer, yes. Wow, that's a beautiful family you have. Your sister is absolutely gorgeous, goddess. She is, and I worry. I worry for the poor person who's gonna try and date her one day. I will end his existence if he hurts my sister. Hurt sister ceases to exist. You know. Step one, hurt sister. Step two, cease to exist. You know, and not only like dying, cease to exist. Like oblivion. I will destroy you in all your universes. You will not get to reincarnate. You will just be forever dead. You don't dare hurt my sister. Say I got money. Hey, gateway. Saying from Philadelphia today. Good morning to you too, dear friend. You've been missed. It's nice to have you here now. Our beautiful superpower is our ability to create meaning rather than interpret meaning. We are the prior condition. Our meaning is what is extracted from the world around us. I love that, brother Isaac. You're absolutely shooting from the hip. The Weisig wisdoms. So much love. I believe our dreams are the other versions of ourselves in different dimensions. I'm always me, but I'm somewhere else with people I don't know and places I've never been. It's a trip. I believe the same thing, Karen. Like within Buddhism there is this linear understanding, you know, where you can reincarnate or you can escape this loop, right? Where I believe the thing we are, ultimate consciousness, exists outside of time. And then when we incarnate as a body, suddenly we are in time, right? You technically are the intersection of time and space. As space, in space, as time, experiencing time. It's a whole trip. So the reason or the fact that we are experiencing time in this linear fashion is because of our biological machinery and our dopamine. But the thing that we are, the consciousness that is kind of like staring from behind our eyes, piercing into this universe, right? Like there's no central point where you can point to where your consciousness resides. It's just kind of here inside of you. right? And it's inside of all of us, and I believe it's the same thing. That thing, where it resides, where that consciousness is outside of time. You know, time doesn't exist where it is. So it is everywhere, in every time. It's a trip. It's like it's too much for my brain to handle, really. But that's why I like, touching that fire, melting myself. Ooh, what's this button do? The squirrel that visits me during your streams. Oh. Thank you, Joe, for like tuning me in. I was just tripping up for a second. Happens every time I'm watching you from the porch. You mentioned last time, comes up close to you, listens in as well. Love you, little squirrel. Questions as a concept are a game. We create the game and win by finding an answer. The only truth is that we are the answer to every question. Yassi. Brother Isaac is gooiing today. Thank you, Brother Bear. You are the answer. Conclude that you are the answer. That you are the conclusion of the universe. That the universe was infinitely. And then from that infinity, you. How about that? That's sick. Thank you, Brother Bear, for sharing that. She comes and sits in the chair across from me and does the prayer hands the whole time. Dude, that's tripping me out, Brother Joe. Like I'm just imagining this little squirrel. A spiritual squirrel. Maybe all animals are spiritual. I would say yes, technically I think they are. But specifically that one as well. Willing to come closer to here. I need a pic. I'll post a picture of her on Discord, please. I made a commitment for 10 days and I'm on day 11. Yeah. Wait, day 12. Even more Badeus. Been missing you. Same. Lolo's here too. That's hilarious. Your worry for whomever is with your sister. I feel the same for my sister too. Like I'm worried about me for that person. I don't know what I'm capable of if someone hurts my sister, and I don't want to find out. So I jokingly say I'll end someone in all of their existences to make it the most extreme version of what I could do. To be like, yeah, it could be that bad, but it probably won't be. Fortunately, I'll find balance somewhere in between. Hey, Lane, joining us too. So nice to have you. How you doing, Mr. Bear? We are leaves in a tree, nodes connected to the whole. We die in the winter and bloom together at the beginning of the universe. The tree stays. Through the seasons, we drift in and out. Blades of grass waving in the wind, dude. Literally. There's our boy. How did the interview go? Our Prince of Darkness. Ooh, I like that. Interview went well. I'll be starting soon, teaching guitar and bass at a local music shop. What an absolute gangster. This dude is just like gaining fractals left, right, and center. I believe Karen is gonna peace out. A peace out to you too, dear friend. I'll see you again soon. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will live as one. John Lennon. What a gangster. Yeah. We're all dreamers, dear friend. This is the dream. Maya, the illusion. Here to forget what you always have been. God. It's much. It's a lot. It's a lot, but you need to remember, Be still and know I am. You are. Be still and know I am. You are God, and so is everything else. I feel like it's the devil signifies that same fractal, but to the other side, to the other extreme, where the devil wanted to be God alone, wanted to be only God, right? You are not, and me is, right? That is pride. That is pride. That is when you feel prideful. You're like, that is the ultimate sin. Not thinking yourself God, but believing you're the only God, or you only are God. You are God, Fred, but so is everything else. The little ants, right, as God, piercing into the universe, walking about, anting. Wow. The little leaves, growing into the infinity, reaching up into the sunlight, God. The little microorganisms in this water, getting slurped down. Woo! Going down my digestive tract, they're not having a good time anymore. I was like watching them slide down my throat, and then they fell into stomach acid, and they were like, "Ah! I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to you too." Oh goodness. Lane, congratulations, Fred. We're proud of you about the bear. You're an amazing man, dude. Wish I lived near. I'd be first in line. Teaching myself has been a true test of ADHD. Proud of you, Lane. Funny, you don't have squirrel. My backyard is full of them. It is funny we don't have squirrels, actually, Joy Lee. I don't know why even. We have a lot of rats and mice. You know, with everything being burnt down, there's like a bit of massive influx of them coming to our house. Like I've seen our cats and our dogs probably kill like 8 of them in the last 2 days. It's been a little bit of a massacre. I'm just imagining these poor dudes, having their homes burnt down, fleeing for sanctuary, and then there's like these absolute monsters, living amongst us, eating them. Hulk smashes gods, puny god. Yeah, man, Hulk, what a badass. What a badass. That's the secret, dear Sylvina. I'm always angry. Mm? You just have to embrace yourself. Learn from yourself. Imagine dating Melty's sister, marrying, and then being related to Melty. Mm. I don't want to imagine that. But I know what you mean. So. There's so much love to you. Our school affiliation is like land piranhas, land piranhas. I like that. The background thunder is a total vibe. Mother Nature is speaking alongside us, and it's raining again. Thank you. Thank you so much. I saw an eye opening up from a cloud, staring back at me. Love you. When I was really manic in the hospital last April, I made up a quote. Time is different for everybody, but space always stays the same. Mm. In the space you find yourself in changes time. Like we know that dopamine regulates how you experience time. If you have a good time, if you have a lot of dopamine in your brain, time happens fast, right? Where before you know it, the day is over. If you have a horrible time feels like it's dragging on. Sitting in class, looking at the clock, drudging through this class, being like, this sucks ass. I hate this. When it's done, it feels like it's an infinite amount of time. So the space you find yourself in changes the time as well. Lola, thank you for the helpful friend. It's nice of you to join us here. Thank you. I'm excited to start teaching. I'm sure you are, but teaching is the best way to learn as well, man. You're gonna get so good. Here's some quotes. Every flower is a soul blossoming in nature. I agree completely. And I get to make digital flowers as well. Are they also souls blossoming in the digital realm? Technically, the digital realm is nature because it is made with nature, even though it exists like consciousness, in the way that you, as consciousness, could be seen as electrical signals as well. The orchestra, the thing that arises from the electrical signals. And that's the internet. I like my flowers. Thank you for saying that little quote in my brain. I appreciate that. I'm sure you'll be amazing, teacher Lane. I'm sure as well. Cognitive experience is but a beach. Waves, beginning anew and taking old, yet all the same sand. Becoming a conscious being is to be a child of toys, building sandcastles and watching them wash away. Dude, you're freaking tripping me out today. The greater your knowledge of the goodness and grace of God in your life, the more likely you are to praise Him in the storm. Matt Chandler. All of them have been so beautiful. Thank you, Sena. Thank you, Joy. It's hard in mania when things are going much faster than I can handle. I needed a mantra to ground myself to something. I love it, Suzanne. No, thank you for joining, for sharing it with us as well. Yes, Mel, you are the one person who wouldn't want that. Exactly. Exactly, Sonia. Lol. Imagine sitting across Mel at the family table, knowing he's a being of love, yet feeling the hateful stare sitting next to his sister. He's like, he's a being of love, but he will kill me lovingly. I will lovingly dig your grave. I'd be fighting a Dementor. You could just shout, wait, wait, love is true, before he pummels you, causing him to stop and all back. Isaac being like, you can never destroy me because you are me. We are infinity. Yes. But if you are, as your infinity, hurting my sister, then I will infinitely cease to let you infinity. The thunder, yes. I miss storms. Dude, I'm vibing right now. The universe is speaking with us. Ooh, loving the energy from the storm. Loving you. Follow your heart. Never surrender your dreams. Always believe in yourself and let God do the rest is my motto. Thank you. You're saying I am seeing Thor's hammer as I'm reading your comment or close my eyes. I appreciate that. Oof. I miss that from living in the south. Those southern storms make me feel right at home, right on scene. They make me wet. Shooting into the fractals. I'm going to pull us a card and then end the stream. Hello to you, Farad. It's nice to have you here, friend. Then we're gonna go and have dinner with my family. Let's see what the universe is gonna teach us through sacred geometry. Let's flip the deck first. Skinny mamanim boomanim. Carta! Alright. Upside down. Yeah. Earth Prayers. Now, hot diggity damn. This card makes me so happy. Vesica Pisces, holding our earth safely. Multicolored hands, holding the earth together. All of us making the whole. All of us necessary to the whole. This card. This is one of my favorites of the whole deck. Two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not sure about the universe. Albert Einstein. Some infinities are bigger than other infinities. It's true, right? Because you're gonna have infinity squared by infinity, squared by infinity, squared by infinity, squared by infinity, infinite times. It's a whole trip. Infinity is beyond us, and that's why I feel the humanity in us strives towards it. I'm so excited for y'all. Mel's consuming the food of the world. I'm getting rained on. I appreciate it. Thank you. But I'm gonna move a little bit. I want to get more wet. Oh no! My books are getting wet. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, I'll show you the card again. And then we're going to read it, my friend. Earth Prayers. Earth Prayers. 4 card, 4 card. That's a lot of good. So much love to you, Brother Isaac. Same thing. The rain sounds so lovely. Haven't had rain in California in months. We're in a state of constant drought. I think the state is going to dry up and blow away. That's hilarious, actually. Sending you love, Joy Vive. I hope you get some rain as well. So over the last 5 days now, Melt, you pulled 17, 7, 44, 14, and now 4. That's a whole trip. That's a whole trip. Oh goodness, actually. The manifesting has materialized, Melty. You asked for more rain. Here it is. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Yeah, taking calculus and studying quantum physics was too much for me. These scientists really be calculating imaginary figures to produce real effects and laws. It's wild, dude. Like, complex mathematics. I've also studied a bit of it, but it's beyond me, dude. Like, that's just not my fractal. And I am more than willing to admit that. Particles acting like different waves depending on how we use them, but not too much for me. Yeah, that we think of electrons and atoms, as this nucleus and proton kind of like stuck to one another, and then the electron floating around them, like planetary bodies. But actually, it's a wave. as like imagine a plasma field around these atoms, and then as soon as you take a snapshot, then that atom happens to be in one place or another. It's too much. It's so wild. Should do the lottery with those numbers, Shanna. I don't really recommend doing the lottery though, but that's just me. If you want to, you be you. Yes, I love the sound of rain. Like the song by Toto. Bless the rains down in Africa. I bless the rains down in Africa. Let's read number card. Number card 4. Yes. Stewardship and sustainability. I don't know if Uncle Becky is still here, but sending him sustainability vibes as well. 4s and 7s are everywhere for me, Savina. I should. Please. Embedded in this card. Let's actually read the first one. Apathy and lack of foresight clouds your vision. Clouds your decision. Consciously return to an attitude of stewardship and begin again to live your prayers. Thank you for the rain. Thank you so much for the rain. A little bit of it came through again. More please. I'm sorry if I appreciate it so much, but like I don't really need rain. I want rain for the earth. I want rain for all of these scorched plantsies. Like give them a lot of rain. Like you've given me a lot. Like I'm wet now and stuff. I appreciate that. That's nice. But I would like them to be wetter still. Thank you, Mama Nature. Stewardship. Embedded in this card is complex geometry that begins as the flower of life and then transforms into a tetrahedral pattern, forming a protective divine matrix around the earth. From the birth portal, at the center of the Vesica Pisces, our home, Mother Earth shines in beauty and grace. Many colored hands surround and reside within these patterns, symbolizing participation of all beings in stewardship and sustainability. Stewardship denotes understanding that there is spirit in everything and that everything is connected. It implies awareness that each of our actions, whether it is growing a vegetable, cutting a tree, or using natural resources, affects the whole. Even our thoughts have this power. Being stewards of the earth doesn't mean living without abundance or placing judgment on the actions of others or ourselves. It does mean living with a sense of connectedness and a relationship with all beings and respect for the earth. Several indigenous tribes believe we must consider the effects of all our actions and demonstrate stewardship to the 7th generation. How might your daily actions and decisions be affected as you consider their effects 7 generations into the future? As you consider the question and feel the tenderness of this time in Earth story, realize also the power of your prayers and intentions. See and feel the earth as abundant and self-sustaining. See and feel humans treading lightly upon her land and making decisions that will defend rather than wound the earth. How can you more fully live with an attitude of stewardship? Hot damn. Hot damn. I want to read that line again. I want to read it one more time. This line is the one that really hits me. Being stewards of the earth doesn't mean living without abundance or placing judgment on the actions of others or ourselves. It does mean living with a sense of connectedness and relationship with all beings and respect for earth. Yeah. Thank you, friends. Thank you for joining me, for sharing these vibes. My dad used to sit me down and watch quantum physics talks and documentaries together. I'd be like 8 years old trying to comprehend how magnetics work. Father, why must you melt my child brain? Your father was an OG. My dad made me listen to the Revelation books as an 8-year-old. Yeah. Like, I'm not even joking. He bought these CDs, of the books of Revelation being read to us. And it had this ominous, eerie music alongside it. And he was like, yeah, you better prepare yourself. You're gonna get raptured. Fuck hell. I can't even, like, it feels like I'm joking. It actually feels like I'm making a joke. And It breaks my brain, dude. I wish my dad, exposed me to quantum physics instead. Scratches Melty off the list for when I win the lottery. Something now. You keep all of it, dear friend. I don't want any of it. I want you to be abundant. I was very adept in the mathematical realm. I did not fulfill me as much as the emotional realm. I decided to delve into my brother and sister's hearts instead. My brothers are all doing crazy science stuff, so one of us has to be the emotional one. I think it's perfect that way. Thank you. I'm Pippin. I'm Pippin. I am Pippin. Yes, that's terrifying, Mel. I'm sorry you had to go through that. It's okay. I am who I am because of that as well, I guess. It drove me to be who I am. So all is perfect. I feel you, dude. My dad is a weird case. He was a metalhead in high school and born again Christian. Now loves Cthulhu. Of course he does. Yeah. Behold, a pale horse on his back was death. Yeah. Yeah. I strongly recommend people watch The Frozen Planet 2 by the BBC, however you can. I love you. Thank you, friends, for joining me, for sharing the fractals that you're experiencing. Thank you for experiencing this fractal with me. We're finishing up, saying goodbye. I'll see you, friends, again very soon. I love you. I love you so much. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be so fine. Keep showing up with the divine, and surely we will find it.